wanted to take this topic as, some, um, it's like really a continuation of last week's topic. So it's very relevant. And I know that many of us struggle with these things. And it's not because the people in around us are kind of toxic. I mean, even though we use such words, it's more because our energy is not aligning with them. Not aligning with them at the moment. And they kind of, create a restlessness or a negative kind of a feeling inside. And yesterday also in the workshop and a few days before when we were working, a lot of people were saying that what do we do? I mean, we have to live with these people, but whenever they come, they sap our energy or they put us down or they make us feel inferior. It's just firstly and foremost, first and foremost, I want to just mention to you that nobody is really toxic. Nobody is toxic. We feel that their energy is toxic, isn't it? But nobody is toxic. It is just that when we say that they are very toxic or, I can't be with them, it's because there's a lot of judgment that is coming into us. And actually, they are reflecting a part of us which we are not comfortable with. So, firstly, stop all the focus that you're putting outside. Just turn inwards and see what is it? Why is it that your energies are drained? Why is it that you're allowing them to drain your energies, whatever they might be doing? And by all means, they may be toxic, they may be abusive, they may be anything. But why are we allowing that? That is more important to understand and reflect on. If you're sitting somewhere and you know that the person who's approaching you is, he's carrying a stick and he's going to come and hit you, will you not protect yourself? Will you not physically lift up your hands and kind of protect yourself? Because you don't want to be hit physically. So in the same way, if you know, okay, if I engage with this person, or if I am, I have this person's energy around me, and that person is going to drain me, and then for the next couple of days, it's just going to be difficult for me to put or get my energy back. Will I not protect myself? Will you not protect yourself? So why do we get into a victimized state and say, oh, but they're all around us. We can't help it. We can't leave the house. I'm not telling you ever to leave the house or leave any relationship. I'm the last person who speaks about walking out of relationships. So if the relationship is not aligning with you at the moment, or you are feeling your energies are drained, firstly, raise your own vibrations. Work on raising your own vibrations. How do we raise our vibrations? Simple things. Don't engage. The more we try to talk, defend, explain, the more things get entangled. We always feel, okay, I just want to talk to this person once and clarify. That doesn't happen. There's no clarification because you know that the other person is on a different tangent and you are on a different tangent. And even though you may start with a lot of, a sense of calm and strength, sooner or later you will lose it because the other person is going to be defensive. So keep your conversations to the minimum. Let that volatile time pass away. And maybe the other person doesn't even say anything, but you feel a negativity inside you when you confront the person or when you see the person around you. And many of us experience it in our homes, in our, in our workspaces. That particular person, when he walks into the office, I just feel something happening to me, though whatever was has happened, it's over, we've resolved, but I still carry some form of negativity because my mind, my subconscious mind has already warned me. Our mind or our ego is our safety mechanism. It has already reminded me that, okay, now look, this person is walking into the office and he or she is surely going to, there's going to be something negative. So the vibration around becomes negative. And that's why you feel drained and your body, or you get into that kind of fight or flight mode, that maybe I need to run away from them because you're already anticipating a kind of an argument or a fight or, something like that. You're already anticipating it. And of course, it's a law of attraction. If you're anticipating it, it is bound to come. The worst of persons who you feel, I just cannot be around this person and she or he is going to, visit me today afternoon. Just anticipate that they're going to be full of love. Just try and make it, just fake it. In energy work, we say fake it till you make it. So just fake it till you make it and say, okay, now he or she is going to come and they're going to just share such loving words, and they're just going to, in their heart feel a lot of love for me. And then you see that maybe the person is not loving, but the person will not be like so-called negative. And you might not even realize that how the afternoon just passed away, because you've dropped that fear from your head, that thought from your head. But I know it's easier said than done. So I don't want to just put out things which are idealistic and not realistic. So, what is it that we can do when we are living with people? And actually, it has nothing to do with you. It is their own energy. They are carrying that toxicity because they are not able to cope with their life. It is their own insecurity. And that is why they are consciously or subconsciously inflicting it on you. And again, fortunately or unfortunately, you are in that zone. You are in that periphery where that negativity which they are carrying is kind of coming out, and you get affected. So what we need to focus on is you not getting affected. That negativity may remain. They may not choose to leave your life or leave your home or leave your office, but you cannot be just sitting there all the time and thinking that I will only be peaceful when this person resigns, or when this person moves on or passes on into the next realm. And believe me, sometimes that person may have even moved on or passed on into the other realm, but I am still holding on to that stuff. And many a times people say that, oh, this happened 10 years back. Sometimes when I'm doing the SRT clearing with the pendulum, it shows me that, okay, there was something that happened 10 years back. And, that's the space from where your self-esteem went down. So obviously somebody said something to you, or there was a time or a phase in your life where you were being kind of, you felt put down. And the person will immediately say that, yeah, I had a very bad time in those, in those 2-3 years, say with my parents or with my mother-in-law or with my partner. And but now I've forgiven and forgotten them. Now it's over. I don't carry it at all with me. So I would say, okay, so what happened 10 years back? Can you just repeat it to me? Can you just tell me a few things so that I get a clearer picture of what you felt? And believe me, that person can narrate that whole story with all those emotions, with that, with that aggression, with those tears rolling down and feeling all that pain. And in fact, that pain has so much amplified now because there is 10 years of, that holding on to that pain somewhere consciously or subconsciously in your body. And if I would say, okay, so what if the person comes in front of you? You say, yeah, nothing will happen. But internally, your heart is going thak thak, because it's not going to be a very nice interaction. It is not something that you are looking forward to. It is not something that you're looking forward to. So where have you resolved and forgiven and forgotten? It might not be in your conscious mind, but if you can narrate that story with all that pain, all that suffering, and now 10 years of added, tadka to that whole thing, you have not forgiven and forgotten. It's only that you're fooling yourself by thinking. So how do we forgive? And why do we forgive? And sometimes you say, okay, I might forget it, or I might forgive, but I can't forget, or vice versa. I can forget, but somehow in my heart, I can't forgive. So are you being very, very kind of brave or strong by forgiving or forgetting? And how much is that forgiving and forgetting genuine? And for what reason are you forgiving and forgetting? You have to ask yourself these questions, because this is the only trap. This is the only trap. I've forgiven him. I mean, even if I see him or I hear him or I see his post on Instagram, it doesn't bother me. But it does bother you, because suddenly you'll fall sick. Suddenly you'll have a cold. Suddenly there'll be an overwhelm, not related directly to that person, but in some other avenue of your life. So your body is still reacting to that pain memory. It has been imprinted somewhere in your subconscious mind. You have not resolved it. And just pushing it behind or shoving it under the carpet is only escaping the whole situation and nothing more than that. That is not a resolution at all. And again, I repeat, as I started, as some of you have joined in late, the resolution is not even by sitting with that person and, holding hands and saying, okay, forgiven, forgotten, and let's move on. You may not be able to share the genuine pain, the genuine, things that you have that have hurt you or that you feel inside. So the other person is never going to help you resolve it. Even if he or she says, okay, let's forget it. Yeah, we all had this. Let's move on. Till the time you have resolved that emotion or that pain in your heart, You will not be at peace. And for some reason, that person also moves out of your life. Sooner or later, there will be somebody else who will bring up that same pain body. And you'll think, oh my gosh, in my past relationship, I used to feel, this sense of rejection. And now in this new relationship, this new person who's come into my life, as we are growing in our relationship, I'm feeling the same kind of rejection. So that means that you have not resolved the issue, not resolved that memory. Yes, Snigdha, what is that memory? That memory is like an imprint in your subconscious. So I'm going to say mention a little bit about what I spoke last week, that I had to mention about the body mind connect. When we feel something, when a small child feels fear, nobody has taught the child that when you feel this kind of a vibration in your body, this is equal to fear. Nobody has taught that child. Nobody has taught the child, okay, when you feel this, this kind of sensation in your body equates to anger. We didn't teach our children this. It's just a vibration and a cellular memory which tells us that, okay, if I feel this way, this equates to anger. And from childhood, I've been told, don't be angry, don't be angry, don't be angry, don't be angry. Similarly, if I'm happy, if I'm smiling, if I'm responding in that way, my parent is holding me, cuddling me, giving me love. So I am always wanting to be in that happy vibration. Now, if I tell you that vibration, now we know that it is happy, but nobody taught a 6-month-old child that this is happy and this is sad and this is anger and this is joy. So it's a memory that you carry from past lives in your cellular memory. And the more I study about the spirituality and work with SRT, the more it gets evident that we carry these pain bodies from the past if we have not dissolved them in this lifetime. So supposing somebody was, say, killed in a past life. So the energy that the person had, or somebody was pushed down a cliff and was one of rejection, that somebody killed me. I'm just taking a random example. So the last energy that the person sort of passed on with was of fear, was of rejection, was of, feeling that my life was not fair or somebody betrayed me. And that is kind of a cellular vibration, a cellular memory. So this child, this soul, when it enters into another body, sooner or later will resonate with that vibration a lot. So the moment this newborn child sees that, my parents are fighting, the child feels guilty. The moment this child sees, okay, there's another child in the house and all the attention is going maybe to the older sibling, the child feels a sense of rejection. The parents are not rejecting the child, but that sense of rejection is familiar to the child because there is a little bit of cellular memory which has got unresolved. So why do we keep repeating and enforcing? Just feel your emotions fully and resolve them. Previously, if somebody, you lost somebody close to you, everybody would tell you, don't cry, don't, just, it's okay, it will pass away, don't express your emotions. And even boys were told, don't cry because you are like, that's not how men are supposed to be. But they feel the same pain and the same emotions if they have lost somebody close to them. And now it's the other way. It's like, please express your emotions, just don't bottle yourself up, because these emotions inside your body actually manifest into all these lifestyle disorders, diabetes, hypertension, cholesterol, cancer. This is all holding on to unresolved emotions. So when we understand that repeatedly we are attracting people or situations in our life who are making us feel, say, somebody is putting me down, somebody is rejecting me, somebody is betraying me, somebody is being humiliating to me or abusive to me, it's not the issue of the other people. It is your own issue, that why am I attracting or why am I allowing this energy to come into my life? Because somewhere inside I have a resonance with this. That's how I've been living. And I have not resolved this pain body. And so we ask you to practice all these alternate therapies. Just, balance your chakras, because each chakra is connected to an emotion, and that emotion can be healed. That emotion can be healed through balancing that chakra or working in that way. So you have to understand that by suppressing emotions and pushing them away because they are painful. If you feel rejection, it's very painful. So you'd rather, let me not think about it. Let me just go see a movie. Let me just go and shop. But you've not resolved with that emotion. Then after 10 days, something will happen, or after 1 year, something will happen. That layer of rejection will have one more layer, one more layer, one more layer, till it becomes cancerous in your body. Cancer is nothing but resentment, which is stemming from a sense of rejection, or it could be anything for other people. So please understand that it is important to clear those cellular memories. And the biggest kind of example with this is that when you think about that person, can you send them love? Can you genuinely from your heart send them love from your heart and not from your ego space? Oh, they were so bad to me, but I have forgiven them. I bless them. That's totally coming from an ego place, because your heart is, I am cursing them. So be honest to yourself. The only way you know that you have resolved and you have come to that peaceful state is when you can really from your heart say, I bless you and God bless you. When you can say that honestly in your heart without any remorse, that means you have resolved over that emotion. So how do we do that? It is tough. Our ego will not let us do it, because majorly we are living from our ego, isn't it? Anyone has anything to say here before I go ahead? Welcome, Snigdha.
Hello, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Ma'am, to be very honest, in my relationship today, I cannot truly say that I have forgiven the people
Yeah.
in the ways that they have hurt me. But I am working on my
Yeah.
emotions.
That's
I
all.
am
That is,
working on those feelings. I do, like I told you earlier, I am part of inner child healing,
yeah.
and I am getting Reiki healing sessions done from my coach. She gives me
Very,
Reiki healing,
very good.
and I do a lot of trigger release, and I do a lot of journaling.
Yeah. Very good.
But, ma'am, I want to ask you, like, it's like life is it's not going to be still. There will always be something or the other which will keep on happening. वो इनफ्लो कैसे कम होगा, क्योंकि आउटफ्लो
Okay.
उतना ज्यादा नहीं हो रहा, इनफ्लो ज्यादा हो रहा है नेगेटिव
आपका
चीजों
फोकस
का।
ही गलत है. आपका फोकस ही गलत है. Let us understand.
कैसे
What
मैम?
has to be
कैसे
still?
मैम?
What has to be still? The waves
हम्म
will not be still. But
हम्म
what is there at the depth of the ocean? The depth of the ocean is still, isn't it? ऊपर से आए storm आए, चाहे high tides आए, low tide आए. What is it at the depth of the ocean? You're trying to still this mind, isn't it? You're trying to still the mind. The mind will not be still, because like you're saying, life is going to go on. No more people will come. This one will come, that one will come. But the stillness outside is not important, because it is not going to be still. Every 15 days, there's going to be a new moon and a full moon, and there will be high tides and low tides. But you have to be still inside. कुछ भी होने दो, मेरे अंदर की जो स्थिरता है, जो स्टिलनेस है, that has to remain there. Because ये तो आएंगे. These storms are going to come 100%. And the more you are resisting them, the more they will keep coming. What you resist in life persists in your life. So your focus is on stilling. इसको भी शांत कर दूं, उसको भी शांत कर दूं, इसके साथ resolve कर दूं. No. Get that stillness inside. And that stillness you don't have to get. It is always there. Just shift your focus into that. Connect to your breath. 3 breaths of awareness. Just come into this space. And you'll be, for that split second, you will be totally still. Bahar bhuchal bhi aa raha hoga, you will be still. So stop trying to focus on stilling the situation or the people or the environment. That cannot stop. Can you stop a storm? Can you stop a cyclone? Even if you know now, okay, science has advanced so much that you know, okay, so now we know that a cyclone is going to hit. So what will you do? You will protect, but can you stop the cyclone? But is that cyclone affecting the waves on the sea, or is it affecting the depth of the core of the sea? No, it cannot affect the depth. The depth is still ऊपर हो रहे हैं. And we think we are these waves, but we are not these waves. We are the stillness at the depth of the ocean. So अंदर जाओ, बाहर को still मत करो, अंदर को still करो. And then these will not bother. Again, I give you that example when you're talking about working on yourself. One simple thing, one is breath. It takes you three breaths. How long does it take you to take 3 breaths? Not even 5 seconds. The second thing, which is most important, is your grounding. एक बहुत बड़ा पेड़ है, लेकिन उसके roots, it's not very well grounded. Its roots are very weak. Okay? Cyclone comes, the whole tree will be uprooted. End of the tree, isn't it? Again, there is a very big tree with very deep roots. बहुत अच्छे से grounded है, उसका root chakra balanced है, it's well grounded, well held, well secure. The cyclone will wipe off the entire branches and the stems and the leaves and the fruits and the flowers, but the tree will regrow. क्यों? क्योंकि उसकी जड़ें मजबूत थी. Isn't it? Because it was grounded, it was well rooted. So you have to be rooted. If you are rooted, ये storm आएगा, cyclone आएगा, भूचाल आएगा, जो भी आएगा उसको आने दो, nothing will happen to you. Because you can regain your strength, you can regain your branches and your leaves and your flowers and your fruits. For that moment, yes, there could be a little setback, but you will regain it because your roots are still there. The growth is coming from the roots, isn't it? So come back to the center, stop focusing outside. And actually, when you stop focusing outside, half the problem finishes, because the problem is only 100% outside. There is no problem inside. Isn't it? I will make you do two to three things just now in the next 10-15 minutes, because today I really want to finish on time. I have a Reiki 2 seminar starting at 11:30. So I will make you do these 2 to 3 techniques, and they are so simple. The only thing, let us understand, the only thing that stops us is our ego mind. How can I forgive? She was so rude to me. She hurt me so much. Isn't it? Look at Louise Hay, who's the mother of all this teaching that we do. She had cancer. People had physically abused her, sexually abused her so many times in her life. So many people had done that. But she had cancer and she was given 4 months to live. And how did she heal herself? She lived, I think, 40 years after that, because she chose to forgive. Forgive what? Can you forgive anybody for sexually abusing, for raping? That's not done. But she only released her pain. She released that memory in her subconscious, which was bonding her. And the moment she released it, she could live 40 years after that, because she released that resentment. Not saying that what they did was right, not saying that, okay, they can get away with anything, but freeing herself from inside, that I will not carry that resentment in my heart. It happened. It's very sad, unfortunate, but I choose to release any emotional attachment that I have to this situation in my life. It's your choice. Ya to victim ban jate hain, you know, but she, and today, like, I mean, just look at her. We are all learning from this. Most of us have read her Hay House publication books, all talk about energy healing, alternate therapies. So the choice is ours. And when we choose to live from that space of peace, because mind will pull you back. Ek zara si baat hogi, you will see a movie where, you know, somebody is being tortured in a similar way, and you will immediately relate to it, and that whole vibration will come into you, you know, and you'll feel that pain. If you've lost somebody, there'll be a scene of somebody passing on in a movie, that whole pain will come into you. Why? That's a movie, you know very well, that's a movie. You're just going to go out of the theater in 2 hours and there'll be no truth. You'll see that that film star on the screen doing something else, you know, in the next couple of hours. But your pain has not resolved of somebody close to you passing on. So you resonate with that vibration, or immediately aapki pain body jaag jati hai. That cellular memory triggers inside you, isn't it? So it's a memory that gets rekindled when we are in a similar situation, or we see something in a similar situation. And sometimes we don't even need anything external. हम बैठे हुए हमारा mind ही चले जाएगा, अरे 10 साल पहले क्या हुआ था, वो सब खत्म हो गया, you know, everything is finished and over. But that memory in your head will not let you sleep whole night, that how could she do this? How could this happen to me? Isn't it? Because now your ego has taken over, that victimized part of you has become alive. And that is the most difficult to quieten. And whole night you'll be tossing and turning, thinking, why did this happen to me? God was not fair. Life was not fair. I tried this, I did that. And you just get into that whole, you create that whole 3-hour movie in your head. And you have a sleepless night. So we don't need anybody external also to bring up these memories in our life. The coming back to the crux of it is to resolve it from within us. Yeah, I want to hear if Pragati has anything to say, and then we will go into the techniques. Pragati or anybody
No,
else?
Auntie, nothing as of now. Yes, yes. I think understanding it quite much, that it has to be my own internal peace. That's the only thing I need to focus on.
Yeah.
Until that time, establishing boundaries is okay, not having the guilt, but
Absolutely.
continuing to work. Because I think if we do both the things together, don't work on ourselves and don't have boundaries, then we'll only get more messed up.
Well,
So yeah.
that's not true. That's more challenging. That I don't form boundaries
Okay.
and I still work on myself. You know what I mean? That's like a challenge. I will be in the midst of the storm and I will try to be still. You understand?
Huh,
I'm just
that
mentioning,
is more
of course,
difficult.
you
So
can you can form those boundaries, absolutely. And that is the whole reason, because we can't handle it. Why are we doing cutting cords? We're not physically cutting from the person. The person might be sitting in the couch opposite me, but sitting here, I know that that person is draining my energy. I'm just cutting cords because I want to preserve my own energy, forming that energy shield around me. And even though we say, I don't know whether it really affected, believe me, do this with one person for 1 week continuously. Any one person. जब आप करने लगोगे आपको लगेगा अच्छा मैं उसके साथ भी कर लेती हूँ, उसके साथ भी कर लेती हूँ. नहीं. Just pick up one person who you feel challenged with. It could be anybody. It could be your partner. It could be your child. It could be your parent. It could be your servant. It could be your teacher, your boss, anybody. Just pick up this with one person and practice it continuously for 1 week. These two things that I'm going to teach you, the Ho'oponopono prayer and the cutting cords. And believe me, see what will happen. I would like to hear from you all. I don't even want to tell you what will happen. Will the other person change? I'm not sure, but could be. You might suddenly see the other person's energy also changing. Why? Because my vibrations inside have changed. Now I'm not looking at that relationship with fear or anxiety or feeling threatened. Again, I'm giving you an example which is very mundane, and many of you must have heard when you're going for a walk in the morning. Nowadays there are so many of these stray dogs on the road, and sometimes you're not comfortable, or you just feel, oh my God, that dog is sitting there, and I'm sure he might just come and attack me, and he might just snap at me. So let me just be a little careful. Let me just pick up a stick, or let me just, you have all those thoughts in your mind. And when you go closer to the dog, you see that the dog is kind of snarling at you or wants to snap at you. And on another day, the dog is sitting there. You are somewhere chatting on your mobile or listening to some music on your walk, and you pass by that dog. The dog is not even interested in you. It's the vibration that you are sending out. It's a very stupid example, but it's a very relevant example. It's the energy that you are sending out. If you feel this person is coming for lunch and he's, going to again start talking against me and put me down, invariably that conversation will come up. But if you say, okay, even if he does it, it's fine. I know it's his habit and he's going to do it. But I know that I am as I am, and I am happy and comfortable with the way my life and my energy is. The person may bring up that topic, but believe me, it will just brush past you. It won't even touch you. It won't even touch you. That's the energy we all need to come to. Yes, Pritika.
I wanted to check with you. Does grounding mean I will understand when to set that boundary, how to deal with that relationship? Like when you say be grounded for inner peace, do we mean our responses? We will be able to come into a response state more naturally. Whether it is setting boundaries, whether it is being firm in what you want to say, or whether it is, being aligned in terms of, building or kindling that relationship, we know what to do. Would that be a fair understanding?
Definitely. See, the thing is that why are you trying to do this? What has got you to this? You're only trying to do this because it makes you uncomfortable. You don't like what is happening in your body, isn't it? Whether it is a feeling of rejection, feeling small, feeling humiliated, isn't it? Whatever you're feeling. So when you know that I don't want to be in this space of fear or anxiety or, feeling rejected, you will want to protect yourself, isn't it? So you will know that I have to form healthy boundaries because this person drains me. If you know that, if I kind of drive on that road, it's full of speed breakers and, it's a very rough road, I am going to get those bumps. I will try to change my course, isn't it? Change my path. Because I'm aware of it. Does that answer your question? Pratika, actually, wait, your voice is cracking, so I couldn't get the first line of your statement.
Can you hear me now? A little more clear?
I can, yeah.
Okay. So basically, I'm saying we do say that part of the journey sometimes also is that we learn how to be firm, how to sort of put forward your point as well, right? Sometimes that's also part of the journey, right? Of alignment.
Yeah.
That I need to stand up for myself.
Yeah.
So does grounding entail both of that, setting boundaries, being firm, and maybe rekindling the relationship if required, so that there is, and that's the meaning of alignment? Or are you saying only, love and rekindling the relationship is the only way to grounding?
No, not at all. I'm not saying that at all. When we do cutting cords, we reconnect at the heart, isn't it? The person may be in this realm or the other realm. The thing is that I am comfortable with the energy of this person. Simple, nothing more than that. Whether the person is there or not there, it doesn't really matter to me. I don't have to force myself to rekindle the relationship. I have to be at peace in the relationship. If the person is there, fine. If the person is not there, absolutely fine. But when I think of the person, when I kind of remember the person, I'm at peace. It doesn't create a halchal inside me.
Thank you so much, Auntie. That clarifies.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do these simple processes. See, I just mentioned something that about the 3 breaths. Now, what is happening most of the times, these threats that we are feeling within us are because of thoughts in our mind, of what we are feeling inside, or things that are, repetitively coming up in our mind. And what we are trying to say is, I don't want to think of that person. I don't want to think of that scene in my office. I don't want to think of that time when I was put down in my group or somebody laughed at me, and you're saying, I don't want to think, I don't want to think. But by saying that, you're putting more energy in that. You can't stop it. Did you invite it? You didn't invite it. It just popped up from somewhere, isn't it? It just popped up from somewhere. And our mind is so used to building up on these, you see, like, again, I'm giving you this example. When you see somebody arguing in a, say, in a TV serial, or you read something, you'll immediately, your mind will relate it to yourself. That's the ego picking up that pain body inside you. It'll immediately pop up. And as much as you don't want to engage in that, it will bring up more and more thoughts about that, because that's your safety mechanism. Why is our mind doing that? I'm again urging and telling you this. This is such a strong part of my 7-week, 6-week online program, that you really understand these things to a deeper level there. Of course, I don't want to, talk more about that, but the mind brings up this because the ego wants to protect us. The ego really wants to protect us, and that's why it's warning you that, see, this happened, don't let it happen again. But that's not the resolution, because you've not resolved it. In fact, when you've resolved it, to answer Pritika's question further, even if it happens again, it will not bother you, because it, by all means, it may happen. That confrontation may happen again. So at that time, when you're trying to push those thoughts away, you're giving more energy to them, and you keep saying, whole night I was just trying to push the thoughts away, but they were just not going. And they will not go because you didn't invite them. So what do you need to do in such a situation? Let the thoughts be where they are. Let that mind chatter be where they are. You just shift your awareness to your breath. And I want each one of you to do this right now. Right now, do this. Bring up a situation that makes you feel uncomfortable. Take a few moments thinking about it. And then as you close your eyes, just come to the tip of your nose. Just feel your breath moving in and out at the tip of your nose. And as you take your awareness to the tip of your nose, just be aware and breathe 3 breaths of awareness, meaning just feel the breath here, breathing in 1, breathing out 2, breathing in 3, breathing out 4, breathing in 5, breathing out 6. Now the mind can do only one thing at a time. It can either be here or here. So the moment you shift your awareness here, and after 3, 4 breaths of awareness, it'll again go back. Oh, but I have to do this, blah, blah, blah. Stop. The moment you catch yourself in that mind chatter, bring your awareness to your breath. It instantly grounds you. Your breath is your anchor. You don't need any music. You don't need any meditations. You don't need any gurus, any therapists. Just you and your breath. So just close your eyes and with awareness, take 3 breaths with awareness. We are breathing all the time, but with awareness. And tell me what happens to the mind. Then we'll do the cutting cords. Each one of you will feel the mind becoming silent. And how long does it take us to do this? Just 2 to 3 seconds. But you have to be in that space of awareness. Okay, did you all feel a difference? Just give me a thumbs up. Yeah. Okay. Snigdha, you want to say something? Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love these floating thumbs up on the screen. Okay. The next thing that I'm going to teach you is to cut cords. Many of you know it. Most of you who do the SRT with me, I always, or come to me for a healing, I always guide you into this. The Ho'oponopono prayer and the cord cutting is very, very important for us to be at peace with certain relations in our life, whether it is our boss or our partner or our child. You can do it with anybody, whether the person is in your house, out of your house, on this earth, has passed on. If you are still caught with that, then it will some way or the other bring up a pain body. I will explain the Ho'oponopono prayer next. So let's just do the cord cutting. Then I will explain the Ho'oponopono prayer also. And as I read this question on the chat, we have to understand that our focus is only on self-healing. Forget about healing anybody else. I am doing and telling you everything only to heal yourself. Okay, so let's take a person who triggers you. I want all of you to do it with me right now. Just close your eyes, take a nice deep breath. And visualize as you're sitting that the person is sitting opposite you. Yes, we can do cord cutting. You can have one person or a group of people sitting in front of you. It doesn't matter. And then visualize that there is this cord, like an umbilical cord from your navel to the navel of that person. Just visualize that cord. And when you feel that connect, energetically visualize that you have a scissor or a knife or an axe, whatever you want to, in your hand, and just cut that cord. Just visualize that you're cutting that cord into two. Now, sometimes you may say, oh, the cord is so hard, it's just not cutting. Sometimes you may say, the moment I cut it, it reconnects. Sometimes you say, I just cannot do it. I cannot imagine the person. I cannot visualize. It doesn't matter. Just try doing it as much as you can, and you will see that it will begin to happen. Just imagine, I can't see the person sitting in front of me. जब मैं आंखें बंद करती हूँ, मेरे सामने कोई आता ही नहीं है. Fake it. Just imagine कि हाँ वो बैठे हुए हैं सामने. And I'm cutting this cord. And when you cut that cord, say the words, I cut, I heal, and I release you. Let's do it once more. Awareness on the navel. Feel the cord connecting you. And then just cut that cord. I cut, I heal, and I release you. And one last time, awareness on the navel. And then just slash that cord. I cut, I heal, and I release you. And then take your awareness to your heart center, center of your chest. And many of you may say, I don't want to connect with this person. But even if you don't want to, I will still say, please try and do that, because we don't want unresolved issues. If it doesn't matter to you, why will it make any kind of a difference? Why will it have any kind of a difference if it doesn't bother you? Now you've disconnected. So that means you're still carrying some pain there. So just visualize that from the center of your heart to the center of that person, there is this cord which is connecting you to them, or to him or her. And when you feel that connect from the heart, say, only ties of love remain between us. Only ties of love remain between us. Only ties of love remain between us. And take a nice deep breath and open your eyes. So when you disconnect from the lower chakras, from the navel, that is the space, that's our emotional center, the sacral, the hara, the swadhisthana, whatever you might like to say. When we feel anxious or nervous, don't we get those butterflies in the stomach? It's all to do with our emotional center. So when we are cutting from the lower chakras, we are cutting from our ego, we are cutting from that space from where our energies are drained. And this is building healthy boundaries. I may still be living with that person 24/7, but cut and connect cords energetically. And when we connect unconditionally from the heart, we are only saying that we have nothing more than unconditional love. As I would love you, I love you. There is unconditional, nothing to give, nothing to take. So keep doing this. I will try and I will tell Srishti and Tanvi to send a little WhatsApp note on the Reiki group, and just keep following it. It is very, very powerful. Connect at the navel, cut. I cut, heal, and release you, cut, heal, and release you, cut, heal, and release you. Connect at the heart center. Only ties of love remain between us. Only ties of love remain between us. Only ties of love remain between us. And then just let it be. And don't think that it'll not trigger, nothing will happen. It could happen, but doesn't matter. You just keep doing it. Trust me and keep doing it. If you really want to free yourself of this person's energy. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to teach you is a simple Ho'oponopono prayer. My favorite, and I know favorite of many of you who are present here. Now, this is a Hawaiian prayer. I cannot go into many details, but I will just explain it briefly. This is a forgiveness prayer. And if you want to know more about it, there's a book called Zero Limits, which talks about this prayer. So the Ho'oponopono prayer means, to set right. It was given to us by Dr. Hu Len. It's a Hawaiian prayer. And what this prayer says is that I take full and complete responsibility for this pain. And actually, when you say that statement, the problem is solved. Because abhi tak kya ho raha tha? Is it my fault? No, it is the other person's fault. It is my life's fault. It is my boss's fault. So how can I do forgiveness? Because it's not my fault. So the moment you say that I take responsibility, firstly, you're taking responsibility not for what happened, but for the misery it is causing you, for the pain it is causing you, for those cellular imprints that it has formed inside you. Aur wo ja hi nahi rahe hain. So even if you know that it was not 100, but 200% the fault of the other person, you are still trapped in that pain. So you start by saying, I take responsibility for this anger, this rejection, this guilt, this inability to let go, this humiliation that my partner creates on me. Whatever you want to say, you will say that. I take full and complete responsibility for dash. Whatever you want to fill in. You could keep changing it every minute. अभी anger के लिए था, अभी frustration के लिए है, अभी rejection के लिए है, अभी physical pain के लिए है. And then the second statement is, please erase all programs and records from my memory that is causing this to happen. We'll post it on the Reiki group. So any of you who are not on the group, just write to us or, ask somebody who's on the group to put you on that. Please erase all programs and records from my memory that is causing this to happen. So who are you saying this to? Are you saying it to the other person? Are you saying it to yourself? You're just saying it to the universe that I take responsibility because I'm suffering a lot. And then please erase any programs or records in my memory, because those programs and records are, giving life to that again and again. So please erase all programs and records from my memory that is causing this to happen. And then we start repeating 4 statements. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Now, why are you saying sorry? It's not your fault. You know very well it's not your fault. You're only saying sorry because this negativity exists in your life and it is impacting you. So you're just saying sorry. When you see somebody has had a loss, what do you say? I'm sorry. It's not your fault, but you're just saying sorry because there is this negative situation in your life. And then you say, please forgive me. So whom are you seeking forgiveness from when you say, please forgive me? When you say, please forgive me, you're only saying that whatever has caused this pain in my life. Now, you don't know. If you go to a Pandit, he'll say, haan ji, aapka Rahu Ketu aisa hai. That is why aapki life mein ye ho raha hai. You go to a therapist, she'll say something. You go to an, like somebody to take advice from a senior, they'll say something from their experience. You come to a healer, they'll say, okay, this is something from your past life. And everyone is correct in their own ways, isn't it? So किस किस की रेमेडीज करते जाओगे? हीलर ने ये बोला है, थेरेपिस्ट ने ये बोला है, न्यूमरोलॉजिस्ट ने ये बोला है, एस्ट्रोलॉजर ने ये बोला है, my mother thinks this way. So it's humanly impossible to think that what is causing this in my life. And actually we waste our life just wanting to understand कि बस एक बार मुझे समझ आ जाए ये क्यों हो रहा है, then it will be okay. But you will never be able to understand. Somebody saying I'm having a mood swing and I say, okay, it's happening because of the full moon. 3 days later, 4 days later, it's not full moon, but you're still having a mood swing. So don't try to pacify your mind with these band-aids. Just say whatever is causing this life, past life, my karma, partner's karma, parents' karma, I don't know and I don't want to know. I just say whatever has caused this situation in my life, please forgive me. And if there's anybody I need to forgive, I forgive them. And then you say, I love you, because we bring in the healing vibration of love. It's such a healing vibration. Everybody needs love. Isn't it? The moment something loving comes into your life, all your past wounds are healed. And then you say, thank you, because that's the highest vibration, Shukrana. That's the highest vibration that you feel in the physical body. And actually, to begin with, when you say, I take responsibility, the actual devil disappears, because your ego will not let you take responsibility. So it's not the small I, Sujata, who's taking responsibility. I'm taking responsibility from a much higher realm where you, me, she, they, we are all one. Isn't it? That is the highest spiritual teaching. There is no separation. There is no differentiation. We are all one. Okay. And when you say that I take responsibility, that you've already expanded yourself and brought yourself to that space of forgiveness. Otherwise, immediately the ego will say, why should I say this? I'm not responsible. It is not you, small I, who we are blaming. You're taking responsibility from a much higher realm where you and the other person and all the people who were involved, you're all one. You're coming from one space. This will relieve you. This will relieve the other person. This will relieve the suffering of so many on the planet. So just try these 2-3 things. Focus on your breath, cut cords, do the forgiveness prayer. You just have to say the first statement once and then keep repeating, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. You'll find so many YouTube videos on this. Videos as well as just this mantra. It's like a mantra. Such a powerful mantra. And firstly, of course, this is very important for yourself. But if you feel that, there is... both your children are kind of fighting. You're feeling very uncomfortable. One is in one room, the other is in the other room. You're trying to patch up, but wo nahi ho raha. Just stop the need. Just drop the thing that I'm trying to tell this one and then tell this one. Just drop that need to explain to this one and that one. Coming back to the starting of this conversation, speak as less as you need to. Sit here and say, I take responsibility between the fight. I take responsibility for the fight between this and this. Name both your children. Please erase any programs and records from their memory that is causing this to happen. Now, you were not involved in that fight. You have no role to play in this fight. But just because there is this negativity in your house, it is impacting you. So you say, I take responsibility. I, as in not the mother also. I, where me and my children, we are all one source energy. And then please forgive me. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Believe me, you will see the children resolving it sooner or later, peacefully. And you can do this for anybody and for anything. I take responsibility that, my house is not getting sold or not being put on rent. I take responsibility because for the anxiety that I'm feeling because my result has not come out. I take responsibility for this loud noise in my neighborhood. Anything just to make your mind at peace. And you can keep anyone in your prayers, Tulika, in this, when you do this, you can just think about it. You don't have to think of any god or any deity. You just have to do it for yourself. I will post them on the group. Just give me today's time. We have Reiki 2 starting now in the next half an hour. I will post this on the group. And anyone who wants it can separately write to me or Srishti and Tanvi. We will send you an audio or a video, whatever we can. I know I have a video about it. We'll post it. Don't let anything in this life, in this beautiful incarnation, you don't know how you have come to this human life. The more I study astrology and numerology, the more I understand that it is not by chance that you have come into a human incarnation. As we say, 84 lakh yoniyon ke baad you come to this, you know. So don't waste this life by somebody's words, somebody's actions, somebody's thoughts. No, there's so much more to life than just that. Embrace this life. There's only your ego popping up. It's only your ego popping up. Just let it be where it is. Okay, Snigdha, we'll add you to the Reiki group. So just enjoy, embrace, fully, you know, be honest to yourself that, okay, I am feeling this from inside. God, help me to release this ego of mine. Just let me release this ego of mine. Yeah, just be honest to yourself. It is only your relationship with God, the universe, whatever you might like to say. Just keep it to that and nothing else. Your relationship to that source energy, that's all. Everybody else is secondary to life, to the universe, whatever you might like to say. Be honest there, be loving there, be open there. Everything else just falls away. Everything else falls away. It's not worth it. Believe me, it's not worth it. Like Snigdha said, the storms will keep coming. We are in this incarnation. It will keep happening. But just be peaceful inside. The storm will not bother you. You'll watch the waves, but the stillness will not go anywhere because that is your intricate nature. That joy, that peace, that stillness inside is always there. Just shift your focus in here. Just breathe into the center of your heart 2 to 3 times. It'll absolutely settle down. Okay? I haven't cut cords with you. You can smile and open your cameras and say bye. But actually, you should cut cords with everybody you meet through the day. Just cut cords with everybody. Doesn't matter who it is or how it is. Don't carry that energy to the next day. Abhi interaction hua, I was in my servant and I had an argument. I said something to him. He said something to me. Usi time, cut cords, finished. I'm not carrying it ahead. Just say at the end of the day, whoever, cut, connect. I remember a student of mine, she got so hooked onto this therapy that in her office, whole day she was just doing cut, connect. I told her, forget the words, but cut, connect, karte raho. But the thing was, she was always in awareness that I'm not going to let my energy get drained. So I'm just cutting and connecting, cut, connect. Aage bhi nahi bolti thi wo. But it just freed her off. Don't carry it to the next day. I always say, like, sleep peacefully. Who knows what the next day is going to bring to us? It's going to come or not come. We don't even know. So I always pray at night, okay, thank you, God. It's just been a beautiful day, beautiful life. Don't want to carry anything, resolve everything with everybody. If I get up in the morning, wonderful. If I don't get up, wonderful. Just live with that peace and joy and fulfillment in your life. So thank you. God bless you. Yes, Nigdha.
मैम ये कॉर्ड कटिंग ना शादी के टाइम पे ना बतानी चाहिए कि जब सास
Thank you, Sujata.
कॉर्ड
Thank you
कटिंग
so much.
तुरंत ऐसे कर लो
हम तो बोलते हैं
बिकॉज आई स्टिल हैव सो मेनी थिंग्स इन माय हेड कि मेरी सास ने मुझे 16 साल पहले ऐसे बोला था आई विल स्टार्ट डूइंग ऑल दैट फ्रॉम टुडे ऑन
16 साल से बाहर निकलो. डोंट लिव सो मच इन द पास्ट. दैट इज व्हाट इज ड्रेनिंग यू. सिर्फ
जी
माइंड में है. सास
जी
है नहीं है, कहाँ नहीं है, हमें फर्क नहीं पड़ता. लेकिन वो थॉट जो बोला था वो मुझे अभी भी मार रहा है. पर मुझे मरना नहीं है, मुझे जीना है.
जी
राइट. सो ब्लेस हर.
जी जी
ब्लेस हर दैट शी हैज पुट यू
Yeah.
हियर. इजंट इट?
जी
यस.
जी जी थैंक यू
I
सो
mean,
मच मैम
Janil
थैंक
bhai,
यू वेरी
जैसे बोल रहे हैं कि मेरे को शादी के टाइम सीखना चाहिए था, तो आपकी इतनी सारी YouTube पे वीडियोस हैं, तो कोई लाइक नहीं कर रहा है कि जिससे और लोगों को फायदा हो. जो हमने गलतियां करी है, शायद दूसरे लोग ना कर पाए. तो मैं YouTube पे देख रही थी, उतने फॉलोअर्स, उतने लाइक नहीं बने आप. तो प्लीज मेरी सबसे रिक्वेस्ट होगी, जो हमने गलतियां की है तो हम और लोगों का बेनिफिट दें या उनका फायदा.
Yeah, I met Jyoti the other day and she was telling me कि मैम क्यों नहीं आप बोलते? I said it's okay, जिसने सुनना है उनको सुन लेंगे. I don't need X number of followers और किसी ने देखा है नहीं देखा. I don't even see कितने हैं कितने नहीं हैं. I am very happy with the number of people who reach out to me, who I can help. इतना भी मुझे कोप करने में कई बार मुश्किल होती है कि मैं नहीं सबको जवाब दे सकती हूँ. But yes, it would be nice if you share it with others. That is definitely a good
because ma'am, there are too many people who need this but aren't aware. Like she said, pehle pata hota, so you know, we would have been at so in our surrounding only, you know, you attract likewise same kind of energies, right? So you have people around you who need this so badly. अब मुझे भी यही समझ में आ रहा है कि मुझे अगर आप पहले मिले होते, I would have been a different person. So you know what?
Stop you all here. पहले मिले होते, अगर मिलना होता तो पहले मिले होते. There's no two ways. This is the perfect way. You had to go through this. Respect that journey, even if it was painful. Thank that journey, even if it was painful. जब जागो तब
ये हमारा प्लेटफॉर्म है. इस तरह से YouTube जो एक प्लेटफॉर्म है हमारे लिए, जिससे हम अपना भी फायदा कर सकते हैं और हम अपने रिलेटिव्स और लोगों का भी बहुत बेनिफिट करते हैं. Thank you so much. Love you all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Auntie.